Hi everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Jinsa and today we're going to be playing some more Lineage 2 Revolution. This is another video in the basics series that I'm working on, which is designed to give players just a little bit more knowledge about some of the very basics of the game, whether you're a new player or you've been around for a while and you still have some questions about certain elements of the game. Hopefully we can give you some foundation knowledge to be able to get the most out of your gameplay experience. Today I'm going to be talking about dungeons. We'll go over the dungeons that already exist in the game, and then we're going to talk a little bit about a new announcement we just got coming down today about a new dungeon that's coming along, which also includes some new items to get. So let's jump right in and see what we're looking at here. Dungeons are one of the things you're going to want to do every day in Lineage. As you can see, there are several already listed here in the dungeon screen. Each type of dungeon is designed to provide you with certain items or rewards, some of which you cannot get anywhere else. So going through these every day is certainly going to help you progress your character much more quickly into a much higher level than you can otherwise. So we're just going to kind of take them in order, talk about kind of the purpose of each one and how each one works. Not going to get into a lot of detail because there are so many. Don't want to take too long talking about each one, but at least when you go play them, you'll know what they're for and what you can look for as rewards. So the first one in the list is the Daily Dungeon. It is, I believe, the first one you unlock in the game. I think they unlock in the order you just saw on the previous screen here. You can see right now the Daily Dungeon has 4 difficulty levels, from easy, which needs only a 2700 combat power, to very hard, which they suggest a 226 K combat power. Daily dungeons are a great place to get some of these items that you see across the top of the screen that are maybe a little difficult to get otherwise or to farm up in other places. This dungeon is designed to give you the material to upgrade and enhance your equipment, accessories, and weapons. It goes day by day, starts with Monday when the game's weekly cycle resets. You get the enhancement scroll for weapons, then the upgrade stones for weapons, the enhancement scroll and upgrade stones for armor, the accessories, and then you get a selection box for upgrade stones at the end of the week. So again, it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you complete them each day, you will get a full set of these items every week. In addition, as you go up into the levels, you get more and more of those items. At easy, you get 1 of each item. At very hard, you get 4 of each item every day. You can complete this 1 time each day, but you can also reset it up to 2 times using red gems. If you're working to upgrade your set of armor, I did a lot of this, especially when on the days that I had these upgrade stones, I was resetting a lot to get 12 per day. So that goes a lot quicker than, say, trying to farm them or only getting the 4 per day. And obviously, if you do that for the individual day and for the selection box, you can get 24 of those stones in a week, which is a big boost to getting them done more quickly, especially for free-to-play players. You can easily get the amount of red gems you need to reset these, as long as you don't waste them on your other days of playing. So the daily dungeon, great for upgrading and enhancing your equipment. The Tower of Insolence is your source for rune stones. The Tower of Insolence has currently 70 levels that you can fight through and get greater and greater rewards as your character progresses through combat power. As you can see, there are different rewards at each level, often some gold, sometimes some other boxes and chests. Every 5 levels, there's generally a bigger reward. As you can see here, at floor 10, you get an accessory box. At floor 15, you get a lot more stones. And once you complete all the levels, or as high as you can get in the tower, each day you can also auto clear it to get your stones, and you also obviously get experience and some Idina for completing all of these levels. As you can see, I've completed the entire tower, so right now I'm only auto clearing it to get my experience, which is just under 260,000, 28,000 Idina, and quite a few ruin stones every day to use to upgrade the pages in the ruin book, which we'll discuss in another video. After the Tower of Insolence, you unlock the Elite Dungeons. Elite Dungeons, as you can see, there are several, again, increase in difficulty as they go down the list. Elite Dungeons are going to be your source for Red Star Stone and Proof of Blood. These items are designed mainly for you to donate in your clan. Your clan collects these from all the members and can use them for different things, such as upgrading the clan hall, getting bonuses, resetting the clan dungeons, that sort of thing. So you can, the clan really gets a boost to all of its members and can help its members a lot the more and more of these that your clan has. In each of these dungeons, you're also going to get a dungeon quest every day. I'll click through a couple of them so you can see. It might be defeating a certain number of the dungeon monsters. It might be defeating some of the bosses. It might be getting cores. There are several different quests that it can give you within the dungeon each day, and that obviously gives you additional rewards if you do that. The other thing about Elite Dungeons is you do get bonus time in Elite Dungeons. As you can see, I've used mine up already today, but this starts, I believe, at 30 minutes of bonus time, and during that time you get increased drop rate on items, and you get increased experience as well. So those items we just talked about, the Red Star Stone and the Proof of Blood, you'll get a lot more of them during your bonus time if you fight the right mobs during that time. If you're looking for Proof of Blood, you want to look for the mobs that say Evil of Blood on top of their pictures. That will give you the Proof of Blood and the Red Star Stone. Otherwise, the mobs are going to drop basic items like you would see from any world mob. The Extraction Pit is where you get your herbs each day. This is not actually any mobs to fight in here. You run around collecting different types of plants. Some days some are more common than others. Kind of goes in a cycle. But if you pick a plant, the next plant to spawn in that spot is mostly random. So, there's different ways to do this. You can run around waiting for other people to pick plants and, see if the colors that you particularly need spawn. Otherwise, staying in one place and picking the same plant over and over again will often give you a more general collection of colors than sometimes you can get otherwise. This is a PvP area, and a lot of times it can get a little difficult, especially for lower level players, as some of the higher level players will come in here and do some PvP. In addition, fighting other players for certain types or colors of plants. So it's something to be aware of, and I usually don't have any trouble getting the 20 plants that you're allowed to collect each day in here. You just got to be aware of your surroundings, and as you level up, start learning how to handle your own in PvP a little bit more. As you can see, the Garden Sentry can appear at certain times per day. When the Garden Sentry is wandering around in here, you do get additional herbs that you collect each time you pick a plant. However, usually there's people killing the Garden Sentry pretty quickly. There are clan quests that require you to kill him. You also get some additional items, just like you do when you kill any boss or mob for killing him. The next is Temple Guardian. Temple Guardian is your source for equipment and varnish to level up your equipment. As you can see, it also has 4 levels. Again, this is actually based on the level of your character, but there is a suggested combat power for each as well. Here you are in basically like a square, and you're protecting a central crystal from all of these mobs that appear and come after the crystal. As you level up, some of the lower levels you can do with everybody are kind of running on auto. As it gets a little higher, you really shouldn't do that. It's much more effective if your group spreads out a lot. Each person kind of takes a zone, and you work really hard to keep some of these higher levels, like the Grandis, away from your central crystal. If the crystal is destroyed, you get a C rating for that dungeon clearance, and you're not going to get very many rewards. If you do very well and get a triple S rating, then you are going to be able to um, get the top rewards for each level. All right, so the next dungeon in the list, if we keep going down, is the Idina Vault. In the Idina Vault, you are fighting a golden dragon, and basically it's exactly what it says. You're doing this to collect Idina. He has various attacks that you have to either avoid or withstand. He also summons some smaller dragons to help fight you. The one main thing to keep in mind about this that I know some people who played for quite a while and didn't pick up on is you don't want to just stand in one place and fight the dragon. While you might be able to kill him and get all of the Adina from doing that, if you pay attention, there are chests that spawn up to 5 at the hard level for at different times throughout the fight. So if you pay attention to that and run around and collect those chests as well, you'll get an additional amount of Adina for those. At the hard level, it's usually somewhere around an additional 60,000 Adina. So you definitely do not want to forget to pick up those chests. Um, After the Idina Vault, the next one you unlock is the Trials of Experience. This is a solo dungeon. The Trials of Experience, again, is exactly what it says. If you complete it you get experience points for it. There is a base reward just for surviving till the end of it. However, the more mobs that you kill throughout, you are able to get more and more experience for doing that, again from a C level to a triple S level, which gives you the best rewards. The mobs spawn in waves and basically come at you pretty much nonstop. There are 4 sort of pads in this dungeon that will generate buffs if you need those to help you out, especially the attack strength and the attack speed are really helpful to kill as many mobs as quickly as possible, so you can get that total experience each day. You can complete this one up to 2 times each day, and it is one of those that you can get autocomplete tokens for. Once you get a triple S level, you can use those auto clear tokens if you want. You can use them at any level, but if you haven't gotten a triple S level, I would suggest you continue working to fight in it every day and up your level, because the auto clear will give you the reward for the highest level that you complete. Finally, we have the Summoning Circle. The Summoning Circle is your source for mount equipment. If you saw my mount video a few days ago, we went into this one in a little more detail. Again, 3 levels. Again, this is a party dungeon similar to the Temple Guardian. You can either go in with a party that you've already created, as long as it has at least 2 members, and you can also do the party matching, which will automatically bring together a group of 5 players to go ahead and take on the dungeon together. In this one, you're following Feldheim around as he activates 3 crystals and basically protecting him from the mobs that come. And once you complete it, again, the completion levels go from C to triple S, and you get your upgrade and summoning stones for your mounts from this dungeon. So hopefully that gave you a very basic understanding of what each dungeon is for and how and why you should complete them every day. And I hope you've learned a little something from this. But right now what I want to do is go ahead and talk a little bit about the news that was announced earlier today, which was a new dungeon that is coming to Lineage 2. Pretty exciting, as well as some new items that you can collect. So the dungeon is called Temporal Rift, and basically the way it looks like it's going to work is you're going to enter the dungeon with a party, just like Summoning Circle or Temple Guardian, and you will receive a quest from one of the mobs in the dungeon. And what it looks like is there's going to be several layouts to this, depending on maybe which mob you get the dungeon from, or what's going on a certain day. First, there are going to be two different layouts basically for this: the Altar of Madness and the Countess of Blood's Boudoir. So I'm very excited to get into this new one and kind of see what those layouts are. You again will have to enter it with 2 to 5 party members. One thing I do like is there will be a penalty applied to players who leave the party during the quest. If you've ever had a player drop out on you in, say, Temple Guardian, I think it's a great idea to have a penalty. I don't know exactly what that will look like, but I certainly like that idea. There's going to be, for each layout, a mid-boss and a final boss that your group will have to defeat to clear the dungeon. Each one will apparently have some unique attacks specific to them. You're going to have to figure out their attack pattern to defeat them, and make choices where each player's role should be in defeating that. There are 2 types of rewards for this dungeon: guaranteed rewards and random rewards. And this dungeon, the purpose of which will be to get you the new items that are coming into the game, which are cloaks. So cloaks are going to be introduced in. The guaranteed reward from the Temporal Rift will be the cloak, material for the Cloak of Strengthening, and Monster Core for the Temporal Rift boss. The random rewards are going to be a possibly a full cloak, a Mafra's Protection, a Blessed Scroll, something like that. Obviously, what you'd really hope for would be a different cloak. And from the way I understand it, cloaks are going to work similar to titles. So you will be able to get a whole collection of cloaks that will give you some boost to different attributes for your character, and depending on what cloak you have equipped at any given time, you will get an additional attribute boost for that particular cloak in addition to the general boost that you get. The details on what each cloak will do and everything I don't have yet, but I'm again very excited to see this and start going through collecting them and figuring out which cloak will work best for my character, or maybe even something you might want to switch out depending on whether you're doing dungeons or field mobs or bosses or anything like that. Cloaks will unlock at level 75. And there'll be a tutorial just like you might have seen for all the other things you've unlocked as you've played the game. I think those are the basics of the new things coming out. There is going to be another element to this update that's coming up in March, and we're going to find out what that is in the coming days. I will try to bring that to you as soon as I have the information. So again, I hope you've learned a little something and you're as excited about me as at the continuing updates to the game. Really still enjoying playing Lineage, and I hope you are too.